Mabuhay from the Philippines! My name is Arthur Nielsen and I'm a peace builder and educator in a remote under-resourced community. And in that regard, I am choosing SDG number 16, or Peace, Justice, and Strong Institutions, as the topic of my competition entry. Now, to answer your first question, how can space contribute to the SDGs in general? Well, space affairs can make a huge impact in the achievement of SDGs by way of transboundary and interdisciplinary cooperation. In addition to utilizing space exploration technologies, nations that have space programs should primarily employ design thinking or human-centered design when planning for microgravity experiments that their astronauts can do while aboard the International Space Station. Let's not forget that human beings are at the core of SDGs, and focusing the scientific design on the person will help those who are in power to gradually come up with scientific breakthroughs that will benefit mankind, such as developing cures for incurable diseases or developing food resources that will be more resistant to harsh or extreme environments. And meanwhile, educators can aid in information dissemination to engage the civilians, the youth, and even policymakers in doing research and steering discussions about space affairs. That will help bring the seemingly lofty idea of space affairs to the ordinary consciousness of citizens. Now, to your second question, how has space contributed to SDG number 16? Well, I have since used my background in teaching science, particularly the Philippine government's efforts to establish our own space program, to spark wonder among my students so that their attention will shift from religious extremism and human trafficking to scientific discovery. This is a crucial step that I employed in empowering the youth in my community to do SDG-related work at a micro level. And let me introduce you to Dewata-1, which is our country's first microsatellite that is currently being developed to determine the extent of damage caused by natural disasters in our country. With this goal in mind, I managed to link this endeavor to peace building by asking my students to come up with design thinking statements that can make the designing of our satellite more participatory and inclusive. And to answer your last question, how can these examples be built upon and expanded in the future? For one, Dewata-1, our satellite, can be developed to track areas where the religious extremists and armed rebels are hiding to facilitate the commissioning of arms and diminish civilian casualties. Our educators and the Department of Education in my country should also put equal emphasis on the integration of space affairs in our K-12 education. Design thinking is a collaborative approach that can be done by students and teachers alike so that the development of our space program will be more aligned with our long-term peace process. Thank you very much for listening. Have a good day.